Hi, my name is Jennifer Berdugo. I'm an Associate State Director for AARP California. I'm here today to host a conversation with the candidates. AARP is a national nonprofit, nonpartisan organization. We've been fighting for over 60 years on the issues that matter most to older adults and their families, and to ensure that their voices are heard. Our members have told us over and over again that one of their top priorities is being able to choose where they live and remain in their homes and communities as they age, what we call aging in place. 73% of Americans age 45 and over would like to age in place, and this percentage increases to 90% when considering those above the age of 65. However, many often can't do so because their community was not built or designed to support aging in place. A livable, age-friendly community must offer a sense of safety and security. It should also have diverse housing and transportation options that are affordable, accessible, and have features and services for people of all ages. Fortunately, in 2019, the City of Sacramento enrolled in AARP's Age Friendly Network. As a member of the network, the city made a commitment to actively improve the quality of life for the very young, the very old, and everyone in between. However, we know this is no easy task and requires the support of all city leaders. We're here today because we'd like to see the next City Council member of District 2 to be a champion for creating an age-friendly Sacramento. So for this conversation, we'll be discussing livability issues within our city, and we'll ask our candidates how they'll serve the needs of the 50 plus on City Council. I'm here with Sean Loloee, City Council candidate for District 2, and we want to hear from him about his vision for the future of Sacramento. Welcome, Mr. Loloee. Thank you for being here today.
Good morning, Jennifer. Thank you for inviting me. I know we had some technical issues in the beginning, but it seems like it's going very smooth now. So let's knock on wood. Let's not jinx it.
Oh, great. Good to have you. Well, let's go ahead and get started. As you may know, AARP represents 3.3 million members in California, and 70,000 of them live in the city of Sacramento. In 2 minutes or less, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and why you're running for City Council?
Sure. Thank you very much. My name is Sean Loloee. I am actually a local business owner in District 2. I have 2 food retail stores under the Viva supermarket banners within our district. And as I said, they're full line of supermarkets with fresh produce, fresh meat, something that was lacking in the last probably 12 to 13 years within our community. And we were able to provide the establishment to assist the community from a variety of ages, from young, middle to our elders. And I decided that to run for this seat because I just noticed the last 8 years, our community or district was not keeping up, evolving with the other districts in our city. And some of the services that were well needed in our community, especially services that would help our elders, were minimizing every year. And there was a lot of concern within our district about the services, about job activities, businesses coming into our districts. Unfortunately, in the last 8 years, we've lost businesses in our district. So our unemployment rate has actually increased. Our transportation needs a lot of improvement. It's something that, again, it's lacking our district. But as a whole, it's a phenomenal district. It has a lot of potential. I just feel that we need a change in the leadership to bring these changes to our community, to our district, to make life and living in our district a very pleasurable event, and and continue building our district to make it a very comfortable environment for all ages, especially the elders, to live and enjoy every activity that the district can offer.
Great, thank you. Well, now let's get into the issue of livable communities. Sacramento strives to hold the title of the most livable city in America. Where do you feel we are on meeting that goal? And what are your ideas for what needs to be improved or changed about Sacramento to make it a more livable community for people of all ages and especially for older adults?
I think Sacramento has done a very good job trying to create these services. However, I think we're long ways to go from really being able to title ourselves as the most livable city in America. I think once these identification are given out, then the body kind of relaxes and says, "Well, we're there already. Then why to do more?" I know there are areas in our city that have done a great job in providing services and livable conditions for especially our elders. But when I come back to our district, I think we have a lot of work that needs to be done in order to meet those exciting titles, such as the most livable place in America. I know our district transportation is something that needs tremendous amount of improvement. As I said, there are areas within the Sacramento, our wonderful city, that they have done a great job, but we still need work to be done. We cannot relax. As you've seen, the growth in Sacramento as far as population is increasing every year. So we have to be ahead of that curve to make sure that our housing, our transportation also meets that growth. So we still have a lot of work that needs to be done.
Okay, thank you. Well, my next question is on improving housing options and affordability. As housing costs continue to increase, older adults may be unable to find housing that meets their needs. What would you do to ensure the creation of affordable and diverse housing options, such as accessory dwelling units and/or housing that allows for greater accessibility and independence to help enable residents to stay in their homes and communities as they age?
So I think affordable housing is something, again, that we need to concentrate on and to really push within our city. One of the things that once elected, I would like to propose is that city of Sacramento has a lot of land that they're simply not using. It's just sitting there, and a lot of time in our district, those parcels are just becoming a dumping ground for the other communities to drop their trash there and leave. So one of the things that I would like to propose is that we kind of entice the developers to come in and talk with the city and see if we can maybe either at a very competitive price give the parcel of land to these developers, making it more interesting and feasible for them to come in and build affordable housing within our community, to make it easier to rent with a fixed, low rent, or simply purchase and be very comfortable and living in them. But with that, also we need to improve our transportation within these new housing that we're talking about, to make sure that we provide the right services, especially for the elders who have worked so hard and kind of paved the road for us to be here today. And it's time to kind of, have them kind of relax. And the job is on our shoulders to make sure we can be committed and make sure to provide a safe and comfortable environment for them. And most importantly, to make sure that they don't have the anxiety of, where am I going to live tomorrow? And I think that's a very important thing. That's a city council's job, to make sure that we never forget about the group of people that actually, as I said, they're the reason why we've come this far, and we cannot turn our back on them at such a pivotal moment.
Great, thank you. Well, our next topic is more on improving our transportation policy. Transportation is a vital link that connects older adults and people of all ages, abilities, and socioeconomic backgrounds to jobs, healthcare, social activities, economic opportunity, and community services that support their independence. What would you do to create and encourage a safe range of safe, accessible mobility options in Sacramento, including shared rideables such as bikes and scooters, ride sharing, and even autonomous vehicles? And secondly, how will you ensure that pedestrians can safely use roadways and sidewalks in their neighborhood?
So first, we need to have those sidewalks. There are quite a bit of neighborhoods, especially in our districts, that we're missing sidewalks and we're missing street lights. So to and these are things that we live in the strongest and richest country in the world, and the idea that there are streets that don't have sidewalks nor lighting, it's kind of sad. And it goes back again to our body of council and the leaders that we get elected and hold them accountable for certain things that are basic necessities. We are missing bike lanes. I think that's something else that we need to really promote: sidewalks, street lights for safetiness. Public transportation, especially for the elders, we need to make it more readily available. In our district, for example, we have bus stops that are merely a pole and a sign. Where if I'm into my 70s, it's hard for me to stand in 120-degree weather waiting for the bus while hoping that it gets there on time, number one. But 30 minutes just sitting in the sun or standing in the sun, it's not acceptable. So we need to really improve how we update or upgrade our public transportation. With at the same time, in conjunction with, we have to make sure our streets have proper amount of sidewalks. So when individuals, especially our elders, when they want to go for a walk, they're in a safe environment as they're walking down their street. Have street lights to make sure they feel safe as they're walking down the street. And get the community involved to make sure that they're watching over and protecting their neighbors and elders as years to come.
Great, thank you. Well, our final issue is on community engagement. Older adults, like people of all ages, want respect and want to be involved and ask their opinion on issues that impact their lives. How can city leaders, community organizations, and volunteers partner together to make Sacramento a better place? And if elected, how can AARP work with you in your office to help achieve Sacramento's livability goals?
Sure. So when I get elected, I think having AARP involved on regular basis to get feedbacks, in particular about District 2 that I'm going to be representing, it's a must, whether these conversations are on monthly basis or bi-weekly basis, because an organization like yourself, it's an asset that is filled with information, and you have direct contact with the elderly community, so we can get to those points immediately versus just kind of hearing it from individuals. So I would definitely encourage organizations like yourself to be engaged with my office on a regular basis. On top of that, again, going back to my district, District 2, District 2 is one of the largest districts in the city of Sacramento, and it has multiple communities. Each one of these communities have very robust and active associations. And trying to make sure that our elders have that connection with these associations is also very important, whether via phone or just attending the meetings. Because one of the other things that I'm committed to once I get in that seat is that I'm planning to meet with the association presidents once a month and get feedback about some of the topics or issues within their community so they can be addressed immediately. And that's what we're lacking right now. I think, again, I'm just going to pick District 2 for now, and I can take it even further as far as the whole city goes. There is a lack of connection between the administration and the people. And I think that's the worst path that we can be on. We have to be engaged with our community. As an elected official, you have to make yourself available to listen to people and see what the issues are, so you can be on those and fix it. You cannot be just downtown behind closed doors and be in closed meetings. But I think our current city council, there are few individuals that are very engaged with their district, and you can see how those districts are growing very fast and in a clear path. But there are districts like District 2 that there's absolutely no engagement between the elected official and the residents of that district. And that's something we're going to change. That once I'm elected, there has to be that immediate engagement and making myself available to hear what the issues are, and then going and taking care of those issues, which will create safety and comfort for not only all the residents, but in particular our elders.
Thank you. Well, once again, we want to thank you for taking the time to meet with us and tell us about your plans for Sacramento City Council. As we close, do you have any final words that you'd like to leave with our members and viewers, particularly those who might be feeling alone, socially isolated, or even just in need to hear some inspiration from our local leaders?
Absolutely. First of all, again, thank you so much for having me involved and engaged with your operation. And what I can say is the reason that I decided to run was my frustration for lack of attention from our current leadership into our community and the residents. And what I would like to ask everyone that's listening to this, obviously, November 3rd is a big day. It's a voting day. And I like to ask everyone to just go out there and vote. And if you want to change, then you vote for Sean Loloee for District 2. Because, we need change. And with change, we're hoping to bring more life and more activities into our district. And for the individuals that are tired and they go, we've heard this before, all I can say is, please don't give up. That's the worst thing we can do. Be engaged. Find out your association within your community and get in touch with them and express your frustration about topics and let them lead the way with the council. And I can assure everyone that once I'm elected, as I said earlier in this conversation, one of the things that I will definitely do is the engagement with our community, and also fighting for our district to make sure that we're providing this, have access to better transportation, to have access and provide safety, not only for the whole district, but especially our elders, to get our elders engaged in community meetings, and let's hear it and have them have some suggestion and ideas. So change is coming, and I think change is good. So for individuals that are frustrated or feel alone, I assure you that you're not alone. That's why I decided to run. I am running for you on behalf of you, and it'd be an honor to represent you in City Hall after November 3rd.
Thank you. Mr. Loloee, thank you so much for being here with us today. To our members and viewers, thank you for listening to this important conversation. Before we leave, I want to encourage and remind all of you to vote safe this 2020 election. Make your voice heard on these issues and issues that matter most to you. As a reminder, in Sacramento, there are more days and more ways to vote. Every voter will receive a mail-in ballot. In-person voting is expanded beyond Election Day, and you have the opportunity to cast your ballot at any vote center throughout the county. Additionally, if you haven't already, please register to vote today. For more information on registering to vote or how to vote, visit aarp.org/CA votes. Thank you.